This may be of interest to some people. I don't know a lot about this fan just yet, but I've been searching for it for a long, long time. My grandpa had a bunch of these kinds of fans, the big square metal grate, metal blade fans, and some of the Zero fans, Eskimo, they're very common. But this one here, I've really not seen any. I don't know why they didn't survive or how many they made. It looks different because of the following. Really, it's square edges here, okay, not rounded. Obviously got a Galaxy plate on the grate, but the wheel hub, or whatever you would call this here, on the more common fans, it's a larger hub and the blades are attached to that, but this has got the smaller hub with the smaller adjustment, and this is the kind of fan I remember. This is the one that I liked the most that my grandpa had, and we used to help him clean them and oil them, although this is not one of the ones we must have oiled because this seems to have a no oil motor bearing. Maybe you oil in the front, but the back one seems to be encapsulated, and from what I can tell here, this isn't really going to focus, but let's see if I can get it to focus. It's not going to focus, but there's no opening for oil anywhere on the front of the fan either, so this must be a don't oil it, good luck to you kind of thing. However, it's in excellent shape. It's really a nice fan. I don't think it was used very much, and the gentleman I bought it from had another one that was, you know, the plastic variety with the plastic front grate and the plastic blades, and it was stuck and it was a mess. Probably because they used that one, because it's lighter. I mean, this is definitely a heavy fan. So I've got it plugged in. The cord's in really good shape. Let me try and show you the cord. But it looks clean and safe. Nothing bad there. Follow it up its way. It looks pretty good. I come around here. I'm going to take the back of the fan. Let's take a look at it. So as you can see, the cord is cool. That's the part I was pretty sure I was going to have replaced. And the windings and stuff up there. Again, this isn't really showing very well. It's kind of backlit. But everything looks cool. You can see that it's not too dusty. Everything looks fairly sharp, which is really surprising. A little surface rust, obviously. You know, it's an old metal fan, and these were not expected to last. I mean, most of the guys that made these things, I think they'd be laughing that somebody like myself would buy one on purpose in 2016. But that's the way it is. It's a cool looking fan, so I'm going to run it for you. And I got it for 20 bucks. Actually, the guy wanted 15, but he was a nice old gentleman. And we talked a little bit about music. And I gave him 20. I said, look, man, it's worth it. And honestly, I think it is. If you see the price, so you can see it's got a dent here. And, you know, it's an old fan. They've been through stuff. But this one looks really nice considering. Not a lot of rust in the bottom. That's all you can ask for. So it's a pretty rad fan. Let's try and give it a shot here. Turn it on low. There's low. Nice and easy. Doesn't make a lot of noise. It's pretty quiet. So that's low. They're not spinning backwards. That's the fan, the phone rather. So that's how that looks. It's pretty cool. And then I'll turn it up to high. And there's high. Quite a bit faster on high. And it's a little noisier, but that's the way these fans run. If you've never seen one in person or owned one, they're a little loud on the high setting. But that's the way they were, and that was what you had to do back in the day. You know, my grandpa, an air conditioner, you know, now you can go down to Home Depot and buy an air conditioner for $100. No big deal. But back in the day, an air conditioner was a very expensive purchase for people. What you'd do is you'd buy one big air conditioner or two small ones and put them in the front windows, and then you'd blow the cold air around the rest of the house, and that was how Grandpa and Grandma did it. So he had a bunch of these fans, and he had the stands too. A lot of people don't realize that these were made. They have a hole in the side, a square hole, and what you would have done is there were these stands that were about yay high. Kind of would put the fan about where it is in reference to ground, I think they would have gone a little bit higher. And so they would sit on these stands, and you could adjust them up and down. You could kind of tilt them, and that was the sort of the deal. So as you can see, it's still slowing down a little bit. There's a bit of a breeze, but I think that the bearings seem good. If it's slowing down that slow, that's got to be pretty good, right? So let's go right to high. There's your spool up to high. Makes pretty easy working. So if you were to ask me, this seems like a pretty good fan. I'll tell you what, and I'm super glad to have found it, and especially for such a good price, because I expected to see one on eBay and spend $100 or more for it. So good find. Sometimes you just have to be patient, and you can find those vintage geeky items that you want to collect. So there's your Galaxy box fan.